This is an exclusive interview with diaspora Gambian Mr. Ousman Bah, a technology entrepreneur and the CEO of the Indian Institute of Hardware and Technology, the Gambia. Gainako editor Yusuf Taylor met the US-based technology entrepreneur at the African Princess Hotel, where they talked about his passion for technological innovation, leadership, his values, and the Gambia's national development. In this interview, we talk about what makes him tick and his values.
Great. Ousman Bah is a Gambian and who was born and raised in a village called Yalalba, next to Farafenye. I started my elementary school in 1976 and went to Farafenye Primary School. From there, Muslim Crab Island, then Muslim High School, then to the US for study. But who is Ousman Bah in a nutshell? Ousman Bah is a visionary guy who believes anything you put in your mind and soul, you can do it. It's possible. Ousman Bah is somebody who doesn't really take no for an answer. Ousman Bah is somebody who is humble, who is genuine, who cares about people, and who believes that no matter how life difficult or where life takes us, he never forget where he come from.
Where do you come from?
I come from a village named Yalalba, and I love it. Whenever I'm in the Gambia, most of my weekends, I don't spend it in the Combos. I go to Yalalba. I always tell people I'm a country boy, I'm not a city boy.
How is it like now, Mr. Bah, you're in the United States and you've made it by Gambian standards and even maybe the American dream standard. How is it like when you're traveling, coming from the US where you are, and you're really bringing new initiatives, and then you go back to the village and you see Yalamba?
You know, it's really humbling, to be honest with you. I've been in the United States for 32 years. That's a long time. So, from the time I opened that gate in New York City, my flight arrived in New York City in the 90s. I see the skyscrapers, everything. I was like, wow, this is everything I was hoping for. But that was just the beginning. To be honest, I went through a lot in my life. To be where I am today is not easy. Don't envy what you see today. You know, I think everybody need to understand the process, what I have gone through to be where I am today. It's hard work, discipline. You know, they say when you are motivated, you can do everything. Motivation. But I think motivation sometimes is misused, because you can be motivated. Let's say you take New Year's Eve. You say my resolution this year to go to the gym, build my muscles. You're motivated, you are pumped, right? You go get all these ingredients you need to eat, get your clothes, jogging, everything. You're motivated. Then you start going to the gym. Then the next 2-3 months, what happened? Work gets stressed, overloaded, and you miss one day. The next day you miss one day. The other day, now 3 days has gone, 1 month has gone. So obviously you were motivated, but you didn't have the discipline that is required to achieve your goal for going to the gym. So I think my whole life is success is based on discipline and patience, which is very, very difficult for many people. Because I look at life as a tracking field. You know, if you want to run 1,500 meters, you have to start with the 100 meters first.
Of course.
You can't say, I want to run 1,500 meters when you haven't even tried 100 meters or 200 meters or 4x400 meters, right? So I look at it that way. So when I was growing up here in Banjul, I used to, during Jawara time, I used to see all these big men with their suitcase. You know, I say one day I want to hold my suitcase and also go into the office. But my really vision was to go study finance and go work for the New York Stock Exchange. Mm-hmm. That was my vision when I was leaving this country.
see.
And look at where I'm ended.
And you're now...
I end up in IT, right?
IT.
You know, IT and business. But in all fairness, is hard work, patience, and discipline. The formula of success is three things. One is you have to have the passion. Passion plus commitment multiplied by discipline, that is the formula for success. You can have all the passion in the world, but if you don't have the commitment, you don't have the discipline, you will not get there. And I always tell people, in my university where I went to, every year I go mentor some of the MBA students, teach them about, it's not just getting a GPA 3.8 or 3.9. The real world is different.
Yeah.
So what I always tell them is, you cannot get to the top by going through the elevator. You have to take the stairs. And a lot of people want to get to the top by the elevator. That is correct. So, in life, you have to have a purpose. Purpose-driven everything. You have a purpose, and your purpose will dictate your destiny. We all have addresses to go at the end of the day with our vision. Vision, when you have your vision, you look at where does your vision lies to take you where you want to go. Then that would be the address.
From Gambia,
Yes.
to all the way to the US. What's the vision now for you? What's the next frontier? I know you've got the Indian Institute of Hardware Technology. Perhaps you can talk to us a little bit.
When I used to come in the Gambia every 5 years or every 3 years, I would come to the Gambia. But my last 7 trips prior to establishing IIHT, what I saw in the Gambia that I thought there are so many opportunities in this country. I mean, it's unbelievable. But in life, you have to look at go back to passion. What is my passion? My passion has always been in technology and innovation. So I start coming here and seeing kids that are going to school here. When you give them computers, they don't know hardly how to do anything. Even to format a simple business letter is a challenge for some of them, not to mention about some of the program or the coding, programming, and all that good stuff. So I feel like this is a gap I think I can fill with my passion.
Yeah.
So I start to travel some part of the world to see where can I go to find the kind of technology that I think I can bring to this country to contribute to the national development of our country in terms of technology, in terms of hands-on, because that's what we need. Okay, we Gambians are very smart. When a Gambian writes for you, the one who really went through the right process, who understand, who've been trained, who has the foundation, when they write, you love to read. You can't stop reading. I mean, I'm amazed.
Somebody was saying the number of experts we have per capita in Gambia is so huge. It's just that most of them, they are not here.
So, but you look at Ghana today, you look at South Korea, look at how advanced South Korea is today. Okay? That tells you it's not about, honestly, just mastering the theory, understanding how to read and write, that is there, but you have to have a visionary leader who believe the next 20 years, the next 45 years, what do they want their country to look like? And that's what drive me to creating IIHT. I want to see one day in the next 15 to 20 years, somebody graduated from IIT, build an app or build a program, okay, that would benefit the society, the community that we live in. Okay, I was just talking to one of my students the other day. I said, why not you create an app that would help the disabled, where they can have a group where they can communicate, they can do all kind of stuff. Any donation that they're looking for, they can get the donation from that app. People who want to contribute, they can go to that app. They can also communicate through that app for events, anything that is happening with the disabled community. Build an app of that.
Exactly.
That would be something, somebody can buy it and you'll be rewarded handsomely,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you just have to be creative a little bit. Think about what is there that I can solve. Absolutely. So that's the beauty. A lot of people, our last semester for the YEP, we partner with YEP, as you know. Those one that you attended the
Yep,
graduation,
yep.
about 147 of them.
That's brilliant.
Within 3 months, 80 of them were working, had an internship or
Wow.
full-time job. 80. Yes, and I wrote something about it and published it. You remember,
Yes,
published it on the paper.
yes.
So this is what really, for me, this is more of a fulfillment. It's very fulfilling when I see somebody who never thought they have a chance that they can find a job or study the field that they really want, and I'm able to provide that. And at the end of the day, they can find a job, put a food on the table for their family. For me, that really, really inspired me and made me feel good.
Indeed. I
Yeah.
think that should inspire anybody.
Yeah.
If you've never been inspired by anything, that definitely would inspire any. Finally, we're around the end. Just wanted to know, to probe a little bit into what's important for you in life when we talk about what's the most important, what makes you really tick. Because you go back and forth. Obviously, you face frustrations working in Gambia. Has its one way of working. Then you go back and you have another way of working. But what keeps you grounded? What makes you remember what is important? What is important in life for you, in what you're trying to achieve?
I can't wait to get up 3 o'clock in the morning to say I'm ready to go to work.
You get up 3 o'clock in the morning?
3:30 I'm up.
Wow.
Yeah, latest 4 I'm up. People tell me it's not healthy. I understand. I get it. That's why I go to the gym when I was in the US 6 days a week. Here it's been challenged so far going to the gym, but in the US for 15 years I have not missed the gym when I'm in California. Yeah, 6 in the morning I go till 7:15 or 5 in the morning. But here you don't have a gym that opens 6 in the morning. I can't go in the evening. I can't. In the evening it's just not favorable for me. But there are three things. One is my family, my kids. I want my kids to have the opportunity to see how their father work hard to make sure that they are comfortable in life. Not to hand them everything, but to show them and provide them what is required as a father to make sure they are on the right path, to be able to do the right thing and be comfortable in life. That is very important to me. The second most important to me is my extended family. My extended family, I came from a very poor family as well. But I was raised by a father who was very, very ambitious and well driven. My dad used to take us to the farm from 7 in the morning till 7 in the evening. They had a nickname for us, our compound. We were called the Balphabet, whatever that means, in their time. So, could you imagine going Monday to Sunday, 7 to 7, unless you are at school? So no time for studies. It was very challenging in the primary school days. But my father taught me one thing. We talk about what is important to me in life. Me and him didn't get along a lot when I started growing in my later teen life, when I was a teenager. We had some differences. But one thing he taught me is don't envy nobody. Don't steal. Work hard. And don't let nobody take advantage of you. Don't cause no problem for anybody. And these principles, this quality, I could never trade it. I thank my father for that. When I look at how he used to put us through that farm, 7 to 7, now I look at the job I do, I thought that was easy. That's an easy job. If I can get that, maybe, at least if I finish, I know I have nothing to think about. I can just go to sleep, right? Now I go home, I have so many things to think about, right? But the extended family, I want to make sure my extended family, I extend my what God has gifted me, to extend my help, my advice, my leadership, to make sure that they also know that they have a brother, a father, an uncle that care about them. That is very, very important to me. The last but not the least is my country. This country. I could have stayed in California. I live in the Silicon Valley where you can find everything, anything you want.
Yeah.
One of the best places to live, I would say, in the world or in the United States. I had a good life, honestly. I have not much to regret. But my country, whenever I come to Gambia, I look at this country, I always ask myself one question. When? When the changes? When what you see in California, what you enjoy in California, when can we have it here? Because one Ousman Bah in California is not gonna make a whole difference in Gambians who want to come to California, right? Maybe you can bring 3 or 4, but you can't bring the whole Gambia to California.
Nope.
So that being said, when I come here, I want to make sure that the same luxurious or comfortable or standard, whatever phrase fit your vocabulary you want to call it, comfortable life that I had in the Bay Area, I want to make sure that the same people in this country one day can have the same opportunity, enjoy it the same way I have enjoyed myself in abroad.
That's all we have for you on this video. Check out more of our videos on IIHT The Gambia in the description section.